Here's the problem. Many people still think Medi-Cal forces you to be broke, that you have to spend down almost everything to qualify. But starting January 1st, 2026, California's asset limits for certain Medi-Cal programs will actually be relatively high. On top of that, your home, one vehicle, and some other assets are exempt. Let's walk through what this means in practical terms and how you can plan ahead. Hi everyone, this is Huang Lei, CFP, EA, real estate agent from Huang Lei Tax, Insurance and Financial Services. In this video, I'm going to talk about a topic that's becoming more important for seniors and families in California: Medi-Cal asset limits, especially the rules coming back in 2026. If you have aging parents, if you're worried about long-term care, or if you're a financial or tax professional, understanding these asset limits can help you protect your clients and loved ones from unnecessary financial stress. Section 1. Who these rules affect. First, who needs to care about Medi-Cal asset limits? These rules mostly affect seniors age 65 and older, people with disabilities, individuals who may need long-term care, like nursing home or skilled nursing facility coverage. If you're in the younger Medi-Cal or modified adjusted gross income Medi-Cal category, say 35 years old with low income, in most cases Medi-Cal looks at your income but not your assets. But if you're older or disabled or you're seeking long-term care coverage, Medi-Cal under the non-Medi rules, or Medi-Cal that do not use modified adjusted gross income, will use both income and assets to decide eligibility. Section 2. Asset limits coming back in 2026. Now let's talk about the numbers. Starting January 1st, 2026, California reinstates asset limits for non-Medi-Cal at levels that were originally set in 2022. The limits are $130,000 in countable assets for one person, $195,000 for a married couple, a plus $65,000 for each additional household member, up to 10 members. So if you have a household of 3 people under these rules, you add $65,000 for the third person. That's a total asset limit of $260,000. Remember, these numbers are for countable assets, and that brings us to the next key concept. Section 3. Countable versus exempt assets. Not every asset is counted against the Medi-Cal limit. Let's separate assets into 2 groups: exempt and countable. Exempt assets often include your primary home up to certain equity limits, one vehicle used for transportation, household goods and personal belongings, certain burial plans and small life insurance policies, some retirement accounts, especially when in payout status. Countable assets generally include cash and bank account balances, non-exempt investment accounts, additional vehicles beyond the first, non-exempt real estate that's not used as your primary residence. This distinction matters a lot. A client may feel rich because they own a home in the Bay Area worth $900,000, but that home might be exempt for eligibility purposes. Section 4. Practical planning example. Let's walk through a simple example. Imagine a married couple in Fremont. They own a home worth $900,000. They have $150,000 in retirement accounts. They have $60,000 in bank and investment accounts. Under the 2026 Medi-Cal asset rules, the home, as primary residence, may be exempt. The retirement accounts may be treated favorably depending on how they're structured. The bank and investment accounts may be largely countable. Their countable assets might be in the range of $60,000 to $150,000 depending on details. Since the asset limit for a couple is $195,000, it's very possible one spouse could qualify for Medi-Cal help with long-term care while the other remains at home. Compare that to the older thinking where people believed they had to spend down to a few $1,000s. The planning picture today is very different. Section 5. Policy uncertainty and future changes. One important caution. Policymakers in California continue to debate changes to the Medi-Cal asset rules. There have been proposals to significantly reduce asset limits again, potentially bringing them down to much lower levels in future years. For you as a planner, that means stay informed about rule changes. Avoid strategies that rely on a single, narrow interpretation of today's rules. Coordinate with legal counsel and specialists for complex, long-term care cases. Section 6. Key planning strategies. So what can you do as a client or advisor? Here are some big picture strategies. 1. Inventory and categorize assets. List everything: home, cars, accounts, life insurance, retirement plans. Identify which are likely exempt and which are countable under Medi-Cal rules. 2. Manage countable assets. Consider reallocating some savings into exempt forms when appropriate. Avoid unnecessary liquidations that create taxable income and capital gains problems. 3. Manage countable assets. High taxable income can push you out of certain Medi-Cal categories. At the same time, certain spend-down strategies can have tax consequences. 4. Coordinate estate planning. Update wills, trusts, and powers of attorney to address long-term care scenarios. Make sure the plan doesn't accidentally disqualify someone from Medi-Cal. 5. Get professional help. These rules are technical and change over time. Working with a qualified tax and financial advisor, plus an elder law attorney when needed, is essential. Section 7. How I work with clients. At my practice, when a client comes in worried about Medi-Cal and long-term care, we typically conduct a full financial inventory, including income, assets, and debts. Map each asset into exempt or countable categories. Review current Medi-Cal income and asset rules for their specific age and situation. Build a plan that balances Medi-Cal eligibility, tax efficiency, and family goals. The goal is not just how do I qualify, but how do I qualify without destroying my long-term financial security or my estate plan for my children. If you'd like to schedule a consultation, or if you're another professional who wants to collaborate, you can reach out to my office at Hoang Le Tax, Insurance and Financial Services. In future videos, I'll dive into specific case studies and also talk about how Medi-Cal interacts with Medicare, Social Security, and different types of trusts. If you found this video helpful, please remember to like, subscribe, and share it with anyone who is caring for aging parents or thinking about long-term care in California.